the round robins are coming to a close in the LEC, but the stakes could never be higher for us in the Fantasy League. So, without further ado, title sequence, go! This is it. Week 9. The final week of the league. I mean, we still got the playoffs, but that's for us to watch. Table! So, that's the status of how it is at week 8. It is anyone's game. You know, everyone can succeed here. But will they? Let's bring on the week 9 rundown. Game 1 on the Friday saw Rogue take on SK. In what was to be a poor weekend for Rogue, SK just dominated. They got all the objectives. Dragon, cleanly. They held off Rogue to get Herald. They got that first tower. They even managed to get a clean Baron. In fact, they basically held out Rogue completely and took the Nexus in quick time. Game 2, and it was Misfits' turn to take on Vitality. Stomp them? Well, not exactly. First Dragon did go to Vitality, but Herald did go to Misfits in the middle of a team fight. Tower ended up the way of Misfits as well. Just. And then the Baron. Yeah, you know the story. An ace and a Nexus. Game 3, and G2's turn to take on Schalke for their last time this split. Well, Herald went the way of G2. You can't see it, but they did. Tower also went the way of G2, as you can tell by the middle. Dragon went the way of Schalke, as you can physically see. Baron went the way of G2, again, as you can see. And well, we all see this. Game 4, and it was XL's turn to take on Origin again. But could they do well? I mean, they got the first Herald. That's good. Dragon did go to OG. See? And the tower was taken by XL using that Herald. But Origin just recollected themselves, got a whole bunch of dragons and the Baron, and used it to take out the Nexus not long after. Friday wrapped up with Fnatic and Mad Lions going at it. Well, Fnatic ended up with that first dragon, as they seem to do. They also ended up with the Herald. In that nice little Olaf fight. Tower went the way of Fnatic as well. Wrong tower game, but you know. Baron also went the way of Fnatic. You can see where this is going. They've swept a lot of games, and this game against Mad Lions was no different. Saturday's first game saw SK and XL come face to face, as much as you can do online. Anyway, Dragon ended up the way of SK. Herald ended up the way of XL, just pushing XK away. Shoo. Tower was taken by XL using nice little Herald. Baron, though, ended up the way of SK as they just held them off. And they got themselves another win this weekend. Game 2, it was Rogue taking on Schalke. I mean, I did give you the spoilers of how Rogue dealt with this. Not very well. Herald, though, went the way of Schalke. As did the Dragon. As did the Tower. See? As did the Baron. Yeah, this is a Schalke sweep. Didn't think I was ever going to get that one, but it happened. Game 3 of the day saw Origin and Mad Lions go at it one more time. Well, there was no Baron kill this game, so we're all wrong there. Dragon did go to Mad Lions, as the text said. And then this fight over Herald. It kept going. It kept going. Gone. Tower also went to Mad Lions. As did the win. I mean, apart from the Baron, it was a sweep. Game 4 of the day, and it was Fnatic versus Vitality. Prepare to be shocked. Herald went to Vitality, just, as did the Dragon. I mean, to be fair, Fnatic were playing a jokey game. It didn't stop them losing the tower to Vitality as well. And here's one for you. The Baron did go to Fnatic first, but the game went to Vitality, which means for the second time this league, I do this. Game 5, the game of the week, was also the last clash of the league. It was G2, helmed by me, and Misfits, helmed by Duncan. Well, I wouldn't say helmed, supported. Anyway, here's the clash talk. So yeah, I did say you were going to be in a clash, hell or high water.
You probably did, yeah, and I forgot, but hey, I'm here. And,
Yeah, we got the
we're clashing.
we are clashing. I mean, we got the honor of the last game of the regular season.
Yep,
So,
that's it sure is. So, what was our deal?
well, we'll find out what our deal was, or everyone else will find out because this has been here for a week. But
Indeed.
that's how things go. So straight off the bat, we figured from looking at this that there was absolutely no Baron. So that's a fun start.
Yeah, no Baron, no Baron.
So
We should say that this was a clash. This battle was a clash in the same sense that like the waves crashing against a rocky cliff is a clash.
yeah, I mean, there's something that happened. I mean, throughout the split, Misfits have been pretty good throughout this. 10 and
Yeah,
10 and 7
they
leading.
sort of tripped over their shoelaces in the first week, but aside from that, they were doing really good for most of this season.
Yeah, and G2, just did what G2 did, apart from a shocking week and a half, sort of in the midwave that allowed teams like Fnatic and actually Misfits to sort of gain control for a bit, and then
Yeah, Misfits actually did win a game against them earlier season. So
yeah,
this was not a decided game by any means.
no, but then we took it online as opposed to the stage-based tournaments, and
And
some
all of a
teams,
sudden, all of a sudden, things changed quite drastically.
yeah, when you had your lower teams like your Schalkers and your SKs, and fuck, even Vitality got a win. So things could happen. I mean, granted, Fnatic decided they were already locked in position in terms of like this winners bracket for the playoff weeks, so they just wanted to have a little bit of fun. I feel Misfits did the same because one of the choices that was picked was a Teemo, which in this wasn't exactly what you call optimal as a pick.
I don't know if you're recording the video now, but if it's you say that as you freeze frame on an Annie.
Yeah, well, yeah, as well. Annie has not exactly been, a pick. You've got something like an Ornn or a LeBlanc, or is that Talon?
There's a Talon. There's a Talon out there.
Or yeah. So not the picks that you would normally make, and I even seen G2 with a Swain, so and a Zed. So
Everyone's just having a little bit of fun, you know.
yeah, so that's what I mean. Yeah, like you said, this was a clash as much as just waves are crashing across the ocean.
Yeah, Misfits is the wave here, and G2 is the rocky shore.
Yeah, so I'll rewind this back again because, as I say, in lieu of a dragon, there was a first blood instead. If I can find it, certainly wasn't here. It's just Timo,
Timu.
Uwu. So I think it was something down at the bottom lane. 3.5 minutes in, while Jankos on a Vi is just punching a skull crab.
That's no lie. That's Dragon Lady Shyvana.
Oh, it's a Shyvana. Oh god, even better. I don't know. I see
Yeah,
fists and
yeah.
gauntlets and
No,
stuff,
then
and
that Shyvana was MVP of the game.
that's probably what it comes to. And then I think that was like Jax as well. That was just being an annoying. But yeah, first blood happened. Here it is.
Yeah.
This B
So
boy, but this she's
yeah,
not
so the
Talon.
major running theme in this game was bottom lane dominance by G2.
Which is I don't
You know,
know.
and Misfits was trying to keep the top lane in check. You know they were doing all right for the most part, but
Yeah,
like it was totally whatever small edge Misfits may have had at the top was totally undermined by the total slaughter at the bottom lane.
yeah, and we'll see that going sort of later on. So we go to the objectives that we would normally bet on. I say bet what we've been predicting, and it was a dragon, which, as far as dragons go, from what I'm seeing here, was probably the least exciting dragon.
Yeah, it was a bit of anticlimax. It just happened kind of like off,
Yeah.
just happened.
So we've just got this Shyvana just sitting there doing what she does. Walks past a misfit skull ward. It's just like,
Yeah.
hi.
I mean, at that point, their whole bottom lane was dead and coming back anyway. So it's like they couldn't really do anything about it.
Yeah, it's like, yo, bro, what you gonna do? I'm in your river. So who is this character, by the way? This shows you my lack of like lol knowledge. Who the hell is that just going through portals?
That's Bard.
Ah, Bard. Thank you. Like I said, we just came in here and just decided to have some sort of table thing. I have no idea what half the characters do, but that was a dragon, and oh, here we are. Yes, Herald fight.
Yeah. So Jankos, the Shyvana figures, well, I took the dragon, no problem. So I'll just go kill the Herald. I mean, why not? It's just hanging out here.
Yeah,
We
I'll
got
just
we got
kick
a
the
pretty
shit.
severe advantage. And
There's this Orn that
but
just
then all of a
flies in.
sudden, then Orin is all just kind of like, yo up. And it's just like, I'm gonna take that by.
And Shafana goes,
so that
"All right, cool."
so Misfits ended up taking the Herald, uh,
Yeah,
which helped them push the top a little better because they were in need of some kind of advantage. So they really needed something going for them.
yeah. Which we actually have a look
And then the
considering.
Herald
Oh god, yeah, it came in, and not only did it take
came in like a wrecking ball and smashed that tower.
wow, yeah. So there's the Herald, and there's the first tower. As we see Bard and Orn just having a bit of a tit for tat. Oh, and the Teemo just gets something in as well,
Yeah,
and then that
they don't
Herald
end up
just
getting
turns
any.
around and goes,
Yeah, the big deal is that they get the tower, but they don't get any kills. So it's like sort of telling of kind of like the general direction that this game is going to go in. It's like oh, they might take an objective here or there, but overall, it's like
yeah.
just not quite getting the right engagements they need for it.
See, this again probably shows my lack of.
And then yeah, this was where it completely turned around. It's just like
Oh,
it was at that point where yeah, so the entire G2 5-man gank on the Teemo and the
the
Ornn
Orn,
who were
yeah,
pushing top with the Herald. They totally didn't see it coming. They were completely blind and completely wiped out. So that was really like the turning point where it's like at that point it was just like okay, G2 had an advantage, but if the Misfits pushed hard enough in the right way, they might have been able to recoup their losses by pushing top. But it was at that point where you're just like, oh boy.
yeah. G2 just sort of put their second gear on as they seem to have, and it's like it almost makes me feel that sort of G2 maybe a little disrespectful. Just sort of went, come on, go on, have a shot, Misfits, have a go, and then yeah, the first like tower and a half goes down, and they go, right, let's move this forward. As we're still watching part of this as just middle just getting pushed from there, and this has happened like in the first 12 minutes of the game, so the plates of the tower haven't even gone yet, and yeah, just things start to get a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, like, minor pickup there. for Misfits, but G2 is just chasing them all over the map.
Yeah, and this is the
And
thing in
so
sort of
yeah, this is also where the horrors of the this crazy AP Shyvana starts showing its teeth. Where it's just like
God, yeah.
that E is so good with an AP build, wiping out like quarters and thirds of their Misfits health bars with every hit, and the range is crazy, the splash is crazy.
Oh, it just makes me feel sort of sorry for Misfits at this point. I mean, the bush.
Yeah, and then Orin gets a little bit of a lucky break. Gonna do his little recall dance in the bush, and
And
he
just.
makes it out alive.
And then we move forward a bit. Let's get to about 20 minutes in, and first inhib has gone. Misfits, and
Yeah,
looking at
and at
the
this
the
point in this
score,
game, we're 20 minutes in, and G2 is leading 20-6, which is catastrophic, to say the least.
yeah, and Yankos in that Shyvana has gone legendary, and Orn, I'm so sorry. He says, yeah, there it is.
And now I'm a dragon. Rar,
Yeah,
buddy.
Featherfin with that LeBlanc, and Timo's trying. Maybe don't make a bet that I can't get so many retweets for a post. Oh, it's just weird seeing that Timo Tibbers.
Team, whatever.
Just there we are. There's an ace. 21 minutes in.
You don't really get a lot of those in professional games.
No, aces sort of they stack up on there. So we just Jesus, I've just fast forwarded to 23 minutes
Yeah,
and
and
it's
then
just even
Swain,
more.
is just hanging out, casually 1v5ing their whole team and not dying
Yeah,
while his teammates catch up to him.
just and
Just shows the disparity here. It's just like, yeah, it was a very one-sided fight.
yeah,
The score, our scorecard might tell you that that it was close. It's like, ooh, two objectives versus two objectives and one undecided objective. But you watch the game for 5 minutes and look at the score, and it's just like, oh boy, that is unfortunate.
yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it's sort of that 10-minute period. Once the Herald was used on that top lane, just G2 decided to just kick it up a gear and just go
It's
right,
like, all right, no
done
more
now.
messing around. Time for some team engagements.
Yeah. So as far as the last game of the regular split goes, and the match of the week, it was entertaining
It
in
was
a
definitely
in a sort of
entertaining.
a horrific way. But yeah, thoughts?
Thoughts? A little sad. As the guy backing Misfits, I was a little sad to put up more of a fight. I get that they were kind of like, they were not in the right mental state because of the conditions they were playing under, and plus it's just kind of like there wasn't really much point in you know putting forth their best foot when it's like the standings are more or less decided at that point.
Yeah, I mean, sort of
But I was still kind of like, you know, I was just a little disappointed it was that one sided, especially since they had actually beaten G2 at one point earlier in the season.
yeah, they were the ones that actually broke G2's streak, weren't they? If I remember right.
Is that true?
I think it
It sound
is.
it sounds true.
Yeah, I
When
think
was that? When was that week? What week?
week 4.
For it's versus G2. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because they were the Friday game, and then sort of like Schalke came in afterwards and went, "Oh, we'll have some of this." So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Wow. G2 had a bad week for.
that's what I say. It was week 4, and then like the second half of week 5 because they lost to Mad Lions on the Saturday as well. So they lost 3 games in 2 weeks. But then from that point, just that was where I joked about it through some of the rundowns. It was just basically angry G2 at that point. It's like, oh no, okay, you fucked with us. That's it. No more Mr. Nice G2. I mean, I say that considering they've got someone in terms of Caps who, honestly, probably could sit there and have the most depressing week of his life and would still have a smile. But yeah, so that was the clash, and we succeeded in making sure every member of the of the Immaterial gamers who was taking part in this league have had at least one clash. Steph had 2, the bastard. But, yeah.
Indeed.
So, thank you, Duncan.
Always a pleasure. Hopefully next time, get a better performance for Misfits. My brain stopped working.
That's alright. Brain bad. Brain not great. But we'll
Brain
move
bad.
to
No make good words.
we'll move to earlier brain of myself from the past, who's now also the future, who'll wrap this whole thing up. Over to me.
Whee!
So there we go. The round robins are over. Let's bring on the results for week 9. Well, there they are. I'm on top. Just. But we've got a predictions trophy. Let's see how things go. In second, in terms of prediction points alone, there's Martin, myself, and Duncan, all at 247 points. The chances of that happening are very, very slim, but it did. But that means that number 1 was Stefan, with 249 points. So he got it pretty much sorted. But if we add our team's totals, we get some differing standings. So, without further ado, the final league standings. Let's bring them on. So, final standings. Well, let's go from the bottom. In 4th place, with a respectable 297 points, is Duncan. I mean, I don't think any of us could have imagined us getting as many points as this, so it worked. But in 3rd place, Martin with 312 points, as you can see in this middle colour between bronze and brown. It's supposed to signify a medal, just get used to it. In 2nd place with 314 points is Stefan. That, of course, does mean that I'm there at 322 points, but I don't think any of us could have expected it to be this close. And, well, as a trial run goes, I'd say we've been pretty cool with this. So, we're going to take the playoffs off, and we'll be back in the next split. So keep an eye out on the Fantasy League, and we hope you enjoyed yourselves as much as we enjoyed this. We'll see you soon.